I got another topic, and hopefully this camera doesn't fall off again. But the topic is it's time for another van vlog Venaire day. The camera actually fell off like 4 times. I said a cuss word. I can't put it on YouTube. Anyways, the topic is, would I rather have 3 legs or 3 arms? And I said I think that's a relatively easy one there, to be honest. I appreciate the suggestion. However, I would say definitely 3 arms. I mean, I would assume that if you had 3 legs, if we had 3 legs, we would know how to function with 3 legs. Like octopuses have, 8 arms or 6. I think it's like they have 6 legs and 2 arms or something like that. I don't know the actual scientific matter, but it's something I've heard like that. Like they have 6 arms and 2 legs, or 6 legs and 2 arms. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, if we had 3 legs, we would be used to functioning with 3 legs. However, I think mechanically speaking, I don't think you would be at an advantage to have 3 legs. It appears like that extra leg would be in the way, and I would assume there's a foot there as well. But legs I think legs propel you forward, and yeah, they're good for movement. But if you were to ask me the question, would I rather lose an arm or lose a leg? Definitely rather lose a leg. I think we just do so much more with our arms, assuming that we have our hands as well. The way we function, it pretty much is what separates us from the rest of the primates, is our, opposable thumbs and our ability to grab things, and I shouldn't just say opposable thumbs, but the dexterity we have in our hands, the ability to use tools. And I'm not saying that there aren't other creatures out there that don't have the ability. I'm not saying there aren't other creatures out there that have the ability to use tools. We've shown that even like crows have the ability to use tools, or to function tools, to obtain objectives. But what I'm getting at is, I think we just do so much more with our hands. I think if you were what's it called again? I'm thinking of the therapist, an occupational therapist. I think there's just so much more that we do with these things than that we do with our legs and our feet. And I'm not saying, legs and feet aren't important, but if you had the ability to have an extra one, I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, I need an extra foot," or "I need an extra leg." They would say something along the lines, "I wish I had another hand. I wish I had another arm. I could do so much more with another arm." I could just see so many instances where having another hand would be so much more beneficial than having another leg. Another arm would be more beneficial than another leg. Although I would say, if you just gave it to me right now, it would be somewhat in the way. Because I'm just, like I said, I'm so used to, we kind of get used to what we have. If we were born with 3 arms, we'd be used to that. But since we're only born with 2 arms, either way, something's going to be in the way. But I would think that having an extra, also same time though, I was thinking about it just now. If I had an extra leg, I would actually have to kind of sew on extra material to the pants in order for it to work. But with an extra arm, I could kind of just like cut a hole in the shirt, and unless it's cold, I think it'd just be a lot easier with the clothing as well. I could even, like, if I needed to, cut off a sleeve and just kind of do it that way. And people probably wouldn't say anything. That's the thing. They wouldn't be like, oh, by the way, that looks so weird. Why didn't you sew that arm on the arm to the shirt? They would be like, that dude has 3 arms. He's going through a lot, and don't give him a hard time. He's making, it's not like clothing companies out there making 3-arm shirts. So I would say I'm going to go into Target, and I'm going to try not to think about this, and I got to take care of a couple of things real quick. I got to pick up some stuff, and I'll be right back. So just trust me that I'm not going to be thinking about the topic. Yeah, I was thinking, like, if I had a 3rd arm, like, because a lot of times, like, I'm holding Gwendolyn, and it's like I'm going to I'm showing her a book or something, or I'm trying to feed her at the same time. So I think having a 3rd arm would be beneficial in that regards. I could just do so much more functionally with a 3rd arm. I think a 3rd leg, like I said, unless I was used to having it, would just get in the way. But I would also think, just like if you were running or something of that nature, mechanically, it doesn't make sense to be upright and have 3 legs. That's just one more point of contact that you would have to make each time you were running, and I think it would slow you down. Like I said, I'd assume you would learn how to use it, but I think 3 legs would slow you down as opposed to having 2 legs or 4 legs and being on all 4s. But with that being said, I would say, yeah, I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with 3 arms. And I don't imagine a 3rd arm would get in the way of anything. I mean, I guess it could if you're not used to it, like I keep on saying that, but I think it's a lot, because when you're not doing anything with your arms, they're just by your side or whatnot. They're really not going to be in the way. So that kind of sounds stupid. Another thing is, when I make these vlogs, these random vlogs, I always go back after them, and I'm like, oh, can't change it now. But it's like, oh, that what I said back there, that was stupid. That made no sense. Or I guess we're all kind of like that. We think about something, and then some thought comes in our mind, and then like an hour later, we're like, oh, that's kind of off there. And that's kind of how these van blogs work too. But I have to lay myself out there and make the mistakes and make a fool out of myself, and that's how things are. But on a side note, outside of whether I would rather have 3 arms or 3 legs, I do want to say this. There's this thing going around the country right now, this virus, and I'm not going to mention its name, because you don't want to give it credit. No, I'm not going to mention its name, because apparently you're not supposed to mention its name on YouTube. But, and I've said things like, let's take precautions, and yeah, I think that's right. I think we do need to take precautions, wash our hands, social distancing. There's just a lot going on right now, and to be honest, I am a little nervous because Noelle is immunosuppressed, and it makes me a little bit more cautious than I think most people would be, and I say that because I feel like these videos that I'm making, and I'll mention this again probably, are somewhat helpful to me, because I feel like this is a time where we need to have something to look at and relax and enjoy. And obviously bars and restaurants are closed down now, and in Florida where I am, that's what I heard. Maybe not restaurants, maybe it's just I think it's bars and nightclubs are closed down. And I understand the reason why they're doing the things that they're doing, and I have my disagreements with it, but ultimately we're trying to do what we can to stop the spread of this thing. And I know a lot of people are going to be inside, and I will say that I think I just want to be able to provide something, or at least hopefully I'm providing something that gives somebody some sort of 10 minutes of entertainment, that they don't have to go outside, they don't have to do things. And I'm also myself trying to find things to look at that Noelle and I may watch a TV show or watch a movie or something like that. So and so I'm hoping like people will, and I'm probably gonna have to edit this part out, but maybe not. People will find, there'll be things for people to do. There'll be entertainment for people to have, and so on and so forth. And this is just a random thought that I had. And the thing is, jump into another topic, it kind of makes me nervous because with Gwendolyn, we don't get a lot of sleep. And every morning I wake up, I feel a little sluggish. And recently we've been getting even less sleep. Allergy season's here as well. So I feel a little sluggish. I'm certain I don't have whatever it is that everybody has. But it's like I'm afraid to say, like, hey, I feel sluggish today, because then everybody's going to assume that it's like, oh, you have something. I'm positive I don't have anything. Or at least no symptoms of it. It's almost impossible to be positive now. But I think that we can all do our part. We can have social distancing. I mean, it's so funny to me, and I know like this is random. I think this whole thing points out the actual need for contact with people, because most of us have, I shouldn't say most of us, I didn't grow up with like text messaging and instant messaging and all that, but most people that I see these days are just connected to their phone. They connect to each other through Instagram and Twitter and instant messaging and all that, but now that this thing has happened, it's I don't know, maybe is it different or is it not different? You ask yourself that question, because I feel like our society has proven the ability to connect with each other through the electronic means. Maybe we use that to our advantage while we're going through whatever period of time this is going to be. If it's a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatnot, we take that we use that to our advantage, because we have the capability and the technology to connect with one another over the airwaves or radio waves or whatever you want to call it, through the internet, I should say. We have that capability, and I don't see. I shouldn't say I don't see. Hopefully you can see my face too. But anyways, so all I'm saying is, let's not forget that we can still, even though we're going to be apart physically, we can still come together through other means and communicate and talk with one another and let each other know that we're here. And hopefully these videos will be just a small smidget of hope or whatnot to let you know that I see you, I know you're there, I'm still going to provide content for you, and hopefully you enjoy it. And I keep on rambling and I keep on going on, and I know it led to this, and this wasn't part of the topic, but I think it's something that I heard, and I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions that I've seen so far, but I think it was like Grant Stephan said it. He just has a financial channel, and he talked about, basically, it's not about having a lot of money, it's about having, and I'm probably going to say this the wrong way, it's not about having the Ferrari, it's about having the ability to buy the Ferrari or whatnot. So I think right now it's not about the fact that we're not able to get together. That's what's bothering us. That option's been taken away from us. Most of the time we don't get together anyways. Like I've said, we're already living our lives through the internet, and most of the time we're not getting together anyways, but now we're being told we can't get together or we shouldn't get together, and that's what's bothering us. I think we as humans don't like it when someone says, okay, I'm taking away that freedom from you. And I think that's kind of the issue here. And so, but I will say this before I leave. A couple of days ago, I went to Jared Polin's YouTube page, JaredPolin. I'll try to link it in the description. He's giving away his introductory photo course to students. if you have a student or a kid and they're not going to be in school for the next couple of weeks, you could try to sign up for it and learn something about the introduction to photography. I'll let him tell you more about it, but he's trying to give it away for free, but to students, kids, and it maybe give you something to do while you can't, or the kids something to do. If you have a camera and the kids want something to do, they'll have something to do. So I'll try to link that in the description. But once again, like I said, sorry for all the rambling and everything, but yeah, thank you for watching and putting up with this mess, and hopefully I'll get better at this whole talking randomly thing. Thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, hit that like button or that dislike button. I'm cool with the dislike button too. I'm an attorney, so I'm okay with it. So thank you, and y'all have a great day.